Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of InfoComm 2015's Digital Signage Pavilion here on the Digital Signage stage on BeTerrific. Thanks so much for watching. BeTerrific.com is where you can find us. Of course, we're also on InfoComm.org as well. Don't forget that you can join the conversation in real time because you're one of the Terrifics and you make BeTerrific special. Thank you so much for watching. All you have to do is go to BeTerrific.com/Slack. Join our Slack chat by entering your name and email address. We'll send you an invite and you too can join the rest of the Terrifics. We're also available on social media at BeTerrific TV across all platforms. And of course, you can email us the old-fashioned way, connect@BeTerrific.com. All right, I am so excited. We're here in the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. And you know, we just got guest after guest after guest, but this guest is so special. You know, they're all special, but this guy is really special. We had a lot of fun together last year on this digital signage stage as I was emceeing it and brought Andy on. Andy's from tvONE and Magenta Research, but you guys are all under one umbrella now, which I think is nice. You guys have kind of taken 3 or 4 years to combine entities. Tell us a little bit about what tvONE does and about how, I mean, you guys are awesome. What you guys do is unbelievable.
Yeah, tvONE for many years has been unquestionable top expert at video scaling. Beginning with the first format converters, being able to take low resolution baseband video and pump it up to whatever resolutions were common at the time. Now 1080p, 4K solutions. And scaling between those formats is really important. We developed the first FPGA-based scaling systems, which are basically homegrown. Came up with video quality and resolution that was not duplicatable by anybody else. So really super products there. Then the Magenta side of things, there's nobody building video matrix systems the size of Magenta systems. And interesting fact, the first Magenta Mondo matrix that was deployed just went out of service last week, and that was more than 11 years ago.
Wow. The business has changed a little bit, just a little bit in 11 years, huh?
Just a little bit, but that product was not turned off in all that time.
Was not turned off?
Was never turned off.
Wow.
So that is a robust and powerful system.
That is very, very impressive. Yeah. I am blown away by that. I don't think there's anything I've ever heard of that you could leave on for 11 years straight. You must be very proud of that, but I think that talks to the reason why you guys are in so many government and military installations, but it's not just about government and military. You also do education, you do the corporate world, and of course retail as well, and staging and displays like this.
Yeah, and casinos,
yeah.
Large formats like forums like that. I mean, just distributed video everywhere. Nice thing about where we are right now is that we can take those systems and we can convert them to digital. So that's a huge improvement for us. So all the systems that are out there that the world hasn't caught up to yet, we can convert them into digital systems that continue to provide that performance and refresh the warranties. And so those things that people might think were becoming obsolete,
you can convert them into digital.
We can.
Wow, I like that. I like that you're not like, just throw that in the garbage, we'll sell you a new one.
And could you get anything of that quality as a new one?
Probably not.
We could build something like that, but it's just, you can't duplicate the core technology that we put into it, so.
Talk about the importance of being able to do this and make the scalable products, because I think, there are a lot of people who think you just hang and bang a sign, right? You just, okay, well here's a screen, let's put it on. You come out of some kind of video player and you've got to be able to scale as whether you're doing a video wall, you're doing a single display, or multiple displays across a casino, as you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, scalable in the way of being able to add to the system and modify the system in number of displays is one scalable, and we build systems that you can continually add on to. The other side of it is, what is the video source and what are those displays? Multiple displays. A common practice these days is to allow the scalers built into the displays to handle the video processing, take something in, but those are, they're not going to provide the quality of a Choreo scaler, and the image quality matters. People get tired when they look at poor image quality. They want to see something that's clear, even if it's not conscious. There's a difference in the experience of seeing good quality image versus a fuzzy image.
Well, it's amazing that when you talk about that, if you look at the smallest screens we carry around in our pocket, everybody wants the Retina displays from the iPhones or better resolution, and they don't even realize why. It's really more about the text than it is about the video, because when you're holding it here, you're not going to notice, it's a small screen, the difference that much in video. But when you're reading it and trying to read it, and as our eyes all get worse as we get older, and you need reading glasses, having the pixels tighter together and clearer is really makes a huge impact, whether it's on a computer screen or an iPhone or an Android. But then you talk about doing it on a screen like this. That's exactly the point. It's so important you don't even realize it. As the consumer, as the person who's looking at it, consuming the content. Digital Phil's in our Slack chat. He's one of the terrifics. He's the sheriff of the Slack chat, actually. And he'd like to know what the biggest job you guys have ever done. What's the biggest installation?
I don't know if I can give you an answer to that, but I think possibly the M Casino Hotel in Las Vegas. And I believe there is 600 plus endpoints in that, and then extended beyond there. So the hard part is that when we deploy a system, it's configured, maybe a 256 by 512 system, but then people add on to that, and you can add a distribution amp and add more displays. So how it starts is very rarely how it stays. Because again, we talked about scalable. Scalable in, you add a new room, you want to add displays, you just add more ports. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. One of the things is we don't know where these systems are. Because they're never serviced, nobody ever calls us and say, hey, we need help, we need something fixed. We don't even know where they are.
Really?
Really.
That's amazing, because I mean, you could sell it, well, first of all, you don't know who bought it necessarily,
right,
unless they register their warranty probably. But then, maybe they sell it to somebody else, or they give it to somebody else, or it goes into a different facility, and it gets repurposed. So yeah, I could see that you don't exactly know, or it's in a rental inventory somewhere, who knows? Yep. eBay has changed the world that way.
But an integrator doesn't disclose to us where they're installing it.
Right.
And then the person who has it, the end user, changes suppliers. They still have the equipment in place. We have no idea. So
how did you get into the business?
I came from medical marketing, and I was doing...
Seems like there are a lot of guys in digital signage, in the digital signage world, that come from medical marketing or pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, it's basically it was about presentations.
Yeah.
Back then it was about being able to portray a concept, a complex medical concept, on a screen so that the person narrating it had the support they needed visually. That was the key part of it. The other part of the medical didn't bump into AV in any way.
But I think that's the reason, right? Because you had to make these presentations, and then you see the vision for, hey, maybe there's something here. So you were in medical.
Yeah, so essentially I was creating grand rounds, presentations, and all types of presentation material, and I came across this AV company in New Jersey, Audiovisual Associates, and I said, hey, why don't you guys, I'll rent your gear if you give me your customer base so I can start, because I wanted to expand outside of medical, and I'll start doing content for all types of, whoever it is, whatever corporate concern. Well, in the end, I kind of fell in love with the AV technology, and I walked away from the content creation at that time. And it wasn't called content creation at that time, but that's what it was. And so from that point on, I stayed with the AV channel. I just love it. Went to Samsung, introduced flat panel displays to the US market for Samsung, and it's just been a great experience. Really love it.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. It's been great to have you on. tvONE is the company. You guys are unbelievable, and I think you have a great story. It's an interesting story, but you guys make really, really great products. 11 years, one product, stayed on 24/7, never turned off, and was taken out, I guess because it needed to be upgraded for new technology, not because it needed to be replaced.
It was a Mondo 1, they're upgrading to a Mondo 3.
That's it, just a Mondo 3.
Just replace it, same thing. We don't want to change it, just give me a new one.
Love it,
yep.
Love it. I like that kind of craftsmanship and that the fact that you could just leave it on forever. It's a workhorse. Thank you so much, Andy, for joining us. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this on BeTerrific. You're watching our live continuing coverage of InfoComm 2015's digital signage stage. I'm Michael Artsis. Don't go anywhere.